This is what it says. That's what the script says. It says affliction is amazing. How can it be amazing? You sure it's not a mistake? Affliction. You sure affliction is amazing? Oh my god. Okay guys, we're talking about affliction today. Yep. On with it. On with the show. Hello everyone, Gyro here. We're talking about affliction today. Affliction is a Warlock spec that I expected the least to impress me in any shape or form as a solo runner of Horrific Visions, which is what we're talking about today. I'm still impressed, I'm still amazed, I still know that I have not planned my build, run, everything else of Affliction particularly well, because I haven't played Affliction since Wrath of the Lich King when I used to PvP with it. Yes, I'm familiar with it, but things have changed. I certainly have not raided or anything with Affliction for that matter. Oh my god, I was so surprised after Demonology, after Destruction, after testing those specs. I was so amazed with how surprisingly potent, solid, damagey, freaking wonderful Affliction felt. I'll come down a little bit, I promise. So, Affliction is specifically shining as a spec on single target fights. Yes, I know Affliction has great AoE and we will talk about this very shortly. But Affliction impressed me on how much damage it was able to dish out on individual targets, on specific targets. And as you know, with some of my other builds, with a lot of my other alts that I'm running through Horrific Visions solo, on this channel, I often struggle with dishing out sufficient amount of single target damage on mini bosses or on bosses. People like Magister Umbric, Alleria, Rexar come to mind instantly as a bit of pain points for a lot of us, a lot of players. You know, the Inquisitor Darkspeak in Old Town, God. Or is it Trade District? Who cares? It's Stormwind. So, Affliction, I am spending some time here deliberately, spending some time showing to you my talents in case you would like to pause or take a look specifically what I picked. I will only say this is as any other similar video, this is not pretending to be a class guide, but I am a reasonably educated player, even though I'm not a pro with Affliction. So I will just spend some give some credit where credit is due to the build and show to you my picks and why I picked them. Main reason why I picked these talents, main reason, is attempt to reduce the number of buttons to press. I want to minimize the number of casts, anything that involves a cast, I want to minimize, and I want to simply reduce the number of buttons to press, because it gets fairly hectic in Horrific Visions, or at the very least how I play them. So the fewer buttons to press, the merrier for me personally. I am building this character in this particular case. Rebuilding would be more suitable word because I ran Horrific Visions on other specs on him. I am rebuilding this character around Drained Soul. I obviously spend a lot of time dotting up the targets, you will see. So I try to, that's not original, I try to dot up as many targets as possible, and I'm trying to also take a little bit of pressure off myself by making corruption permanent through the talents, of course, and by on AoE pools naturally relying quite a lot on Seed of Corruption. Seed of Corruption, first of all, does fantastic amount of AoE, unfortunately limited to the number of shards that you have, so when I run out of shards, of course, that spread out slows down a little bit, slows me down a bit, and I go back to just dotting things up and running around like a crazy man. But Seed of Corruption explodes, does damage, spreads corruption, and corruption is permanent then. So I don't need to individually go and dot up individual targets, at least with corruption. I do that still, but I do that for agony. I put agony then manually on the targets. I try to also track how long the agony debuff and unstable affliction debuff last on the primary target. Unstable affliction I only worry about putting on the main target. As you would. And by the way, if you're very new to Affliction, or if you just skip through tooltips of the spells like I do often, and I was fairly new to this, not just until long ago, what you need to pay attention to is that Unstable Affliction can be put on the same target multiple times. That is very important. So when you're trying to squeeze out that extra DPS, you're dotting up your primary target, say a mini boss of the area, or the end boss, say Thrall, and you can and should be continuing to throwing multiple afflictions on the primary target, because they add up to quite a bit of damage. My corruption, of course, helps me a lot here, and I am sticking here with the top tier Infinite Star. Why not Twilight Devastation? Because Twilight Devastation requires much more precise positioning. First of all, if you're too far away from the group that you're trying to fight with, and as Affliction, you certainly don't want to be in the middle of the fight, you want to be far away. So if you're far away, there is a chance that that Twilight Devastation is simply not even going to reach the main group that you're fighting. And I don't know if the distance that it hits is similar to Infinite Star. It feels to me like Infinite Star hits further. It just feels like it. No, I didn't check my facts. I am just a solo player who still tries to have fun rather than turn this into a sim-like adventure for us. Also, Infinite Star, obviously it's not an AoE, it hits one target, but it hits fairly often, very frequent, or more often than Twilight Devastation, definitely. And it also can hit the target that you have selected even if you've turned away. Even if you've turned completely away or even backwards, it still will hit the target that you have currently selected when Twilight Devastation procs, right? Twilight Devastation also adds a debuff. It's an absolute killer of bosses. It's a killer of bosses. And that's what really, let's be honest, yes, trash in Horrific Visions is very, very annoying, can be horribly, horribly annoying. But the real problem is with those tougher ones, is with those that we really want to hammer for a while, the mini bosses and the actual bosses. So that's what I think is to point out straight away to you guys. Again, look, I'm trying to be funny here, but in all honesty, I was tremendously surprised that Affliction is going to fly so well for me. If you keep watching until the end of this run, or fast forward if you are short on time, you will see that I haven't even used orbs. I haven't even used orbs here on this, on this tune. So it was really, really good. It was really, really good. I think the Demon Skin and other passives that Affliction has, I'm not going to pretend to remember the names of those, but I feel like the effect that a Warlock gets where part of their single target shadow spells results in a shield on them, I think that Affliction, because I spread so much damage between the targets, multi-dotting them, or even just dashing as much damage, dishing as much damage on the primary target, I think that results in a substantial, very nice shield on me, which basically allows me to feel in a lot less danger than I was with Demonology. You're welcome to watch Demonology video where I was complaining about it and saying that it kind of sucks, even though as far as the fantasy of the spec, I far prefer Demonology to Affliction, far prefer it. But Affliction then suddenly surprised me like this, out of the blue. And let's be honest, when we're playing a game, or at least when I play a game, I want to be surprised like this. I want to have this, yeah man, that was so awesome, that was so good, let me recommend it to my friends. Do I recommend Affliction? Hands down, absolutely, I do. I don't know how far I will be able to push it, but at the same time, like especially if you're my regulars, you know how I comment on this and the kind of the key moments in my commentary. Well, this is another key moment. Would I play this spec myself after now having done it and recommended it to you? Would I play it for fun or just to push myself and see how far I can take it with masks? Yes, I would. And I cannot say that about Demonology, I cannot say that about Marksman, I cannot say that about Shadow, I cannot say that about Frost, Mage. You know what I'm saying? It's definitely not one size fits all, this commentary, guys, in case there was ever any doubt in your mind. So, Affliction, yep, worth my time, worth your time, I would argue as well. Build, very, very questionable, very questionable. I know I'm probably not taking some talents that you guys would say, Gyro, man, like, how can you be recommending this without even doing the right thing, man? Tell me what I'm doing wrong, you think, in the comments down below. But again, my man or my lady, if you are not my regular, first of all, become my regular. I appreciate you. Second of all, you have to understand that for me, everything is about not burning out. For me, everything is about remaining passionate as a player first, and YouTuber, whatever the hell else I am, second. So for me, not looking extensively at, say, affliction guides from other people who dedicate themselves to affliction, or other specs for that matter, not investing too much time into that before doing it myself is part of the fun. For me, making these errors, making all this is part of the fun, absolutely, hands down. And that is my probably only but very honest explanation as to why do I do this. You look at this and you say, this dude seems to have it together and has a channel, passionate and all that. Why is he not like doing his research and whatever? Guys, it's part of the fun. Let me know how you play. There is no right and wrong. It's a game. It's supposed to keep us engaged, passionate, interested and all that. Entertained first and foremost. Hopefully you agree. If you do, please subscribe. More videos are coming to you every 2 days' time. Funky music from TheFatRat, who I'm still very much obsessed with. I really love his upbeat stuff. I know it probably doesn't fit very well with the themes of what I'm showing to you, but not everything has to be breakbeat, and not everything has to be the Something can be like la 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 la. Don't you think? Yeah, I think it can. Anyway, my people, thank you very much for tuning in today. Subscribe if you haven't already. More videos are coming to you every 2 days. Gyro signing off.
Please be advised that a noticeable taste of blood is not part of any test protocol.